Alright guys, today I want to take a look at this item that I just recently received a few days ago from Astro-Physics. It is their 1600 GTO Counterweight shaft adapter with a stainless steel insert, and it is the number S1600CSA, and the current price is $95. So last year when I received my Mach 2 mount from Astro-Physics, I did a box opening and a video showing some of its features and what it looked like. And one of the things that I found was that the Mach 2 came out with a new type of counterweight adapter that had a stainless steel insert like you see here. So instead of the counterweight shaft being stainless to aluminum, it would now be stainless to stainless, and especially if you're portable, taking it on and off, the chances would be much less of having any aluminum strip out. And I thought it was an excellent idea. And as you would expect, some of the people on the forums were questioning as to whether this was going to be a new feature on other mounts, and would they be able to upgrade their mounts by buying adapters. And Roland did say, in fact, that they were going to be on the new mounts, and that at some point down the road you would be able to buy these to upgrade or change these on your existing mount should you wish. Now when I received this, this is the box that the counterweight adapter was in, and I had bought another little item from them, so this box and the other box were in a larger box. And I was somewhat surprised at the weight, because I thought, well, that's interesting. I knew that the adapter that I had, that I take on and off of my 1600, because until I got the outside cables for it, I would always take the counterweight adapter shaft off to disconnect the internal cabling, as I'm portable and not permanently set up. So anyways, we take the box apart, opened it up, got this box, and I thought, wow, this thing was quite heavy. And I'll show you why I came to that conclusion. So let's do this. This is the old design, the original, without the insert. Let's see what that weighs. And I'm showing 1 pound, 14.8 ounces. Here's the new one. 3 pounds, 10.3 ounces. So that now tells me, well, let's see how this thing is constructed, and I'll show you guys. As you can see, I have both counterweight adapters on a granite plate with a straight edge across the top to show that the thicknesses of both have not changed. The heights are the same. So I've shown you that the heights are the same, the thickness is the same. So what else could be the difference? We know that a stainless steel insert wouldn't add that much more weight, would it? So let's take a look at these from the top side. Here, you'll see that the hole goes clear through. Here you see it doesn't. So the old adapter, as you can see, is hollowed out, and as they do in a lot of stuff, Astro-Physics, they've drilled holes in here to take out any excess material that isn't really required. So that also adds in a savings of weight. But, boys and girls, let's take a look at the new adapter. Okay, a whole lot more material there, isn't there? So, the hole is not bored through. We have this whole area in the back, which is now, has all that stock. And they have drilled holes here to help alleviate any extra weight. Now, I'm not sure why they did that. Not quite a big deal. But this is why, like I said, I knew right away that this could not have been. I almost thought maybe they sent me the wrong item initially. And that would make sense to keep all that extra stock in there, because when you put that sleeve in here, that you want to make sure you've got enough beef around it to keep that in there. And so that's why they assume that they're going to have all that stock in here and then just drill the holes as normal, but keep all the extra stock in there for that insert that they're putting in. One of the things they did maintain with the new one, as in the old one, is if your counterweight shaft adapter were for to some reason somewhat seize onto the deck shaft, they provide these holes on both sides, 180 degrees apart, so that you can stick something in there to, just as in the old one, so that it gives you a little bit more extra effort, or you could use that to put a little leverage on it to rotate it off the deck shaft. And while we're showing those, what I do, what I keep in my box of accessories and stuff that I take with my mount, is I have two of these. They're 1/4 inch diameter by 2 inch long, like a stove bolt, round head bolt. And so as not to do any damage, when you stick these in there, a piece of metal, I can stick this in here like this on both sides. And if it does get stuck, I can push on them like this. You know, I can rotate it, and this allows me, this acts as a very nice way to do that. And the brass won't damage anything as far as elongating or doing any damage to the hull of the counterweight adapter. Now, another thing they did is when they added this insert, they modified the way the end of the counterweight shaft threads are. Now here you see the older design, and it has a very short lead-in, so that when you're trying to square this up with the counterweight shaft adapter, you have to make sure you're at 90 degrees to the face of it, and carefully thread it in. On the new design, they have a 1/2 inch of lead where there's no threads before the threads actually start. So that acts as a nice lead-in to get you square with the world as you put that on to the counterweight shaft adapter face. So if we take a look at the old design threaded end of the counterweight shaft, you can see that it can tip. Now, I've never really had a big issue, but you can see that there's wobble, and you want to make sure that you're starting it square. Like I said, it was never that hard for me. And here you can see, well, you can't see in the back side, but it works great. And another thing that I'll mention while I've got it here is, years ago, they came up with these nice nylon washers. I did have issues with this seizing onto this when you went to take the counterweight shaft adapter off, or the counterweight shaft off the adapter. And I actually made a cardboard washer. And then Astro-Physics came out with, many years ago, this elegant design of having the that nylon washer, which eliminated that and worked out very well. And here's a close-up of that washer. And you can buy these if you need those separately. They are now supplied with every counterweight shaft. Alright, so now let's take a look at the adapter and the new design lead-in. And here you can see that before it even starts, before those threads even start, you'd really have to screw up to get this knot started. I mean, it's right there. There's no excuse. As always, Astrophysics is always working on making things better, which is why we all like their equipment. Well guys, as always, this video has been approved by the Moose. Say something, Moose. Little Moose.